Kicking back today. This is What's Your Reason? I'm Joshua McCain. And today I got a special guest with me. We got the Bishop Antonio Lawson. He's a preacher, pastor, husband, playwright, writer. He probably dance, some he probably ain't told us. It's some he do. He ain't tell us he do everything. Build sites and stuff. He probably build your house. I don't know. He gonna tell you in a minute what he can do. But we're gonna welcome Bishop Antonio Lawson to the show. I thank you, brother. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
You got your bishop's collar on. I wish I'd have known you was gonna dress up. I would have put my jacket on or something. Yeah. So tell us about yourself, man, and how you got started. We're gonna talk about your plays you got coming up with Tony Grant and Patrice Lovely. But we're gonna start from the beginning. So tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from and how did you get into this?
Okay. Well, Antonio Lawson. Outside of ministry, people call me Tony. So it's at work. I enjoy Tony. But professionally, they call me Bishop. They just call me Bishop. Don't even put the Lawson on it. Just Bishop.
Okay.
But yeah, thanks for having me today. I'm excited. Always excited. Like you said, I am a person of many hats. Mm-hmm. I wear a lot of hats. I truly believe in that one scripture that said, I can do all things through Christ that strengthen me. So there's nothing I can't do. Mm-hmm. Now, I may not be the best at everything,
but you can do it.
But yeah, I can do it, or I at least attempt to do it. Now, as far as that dancing thing, I used to dance. I would tell her, I would tell my wife, I said, I used to dance real good, but God kind of took that one ability away. Yeah, but now at the beginning, we're going back to 1973. Early in the morning, I was burst to a mother and father. So,
where you from Memphis?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So how did you? Let's fast forward. How did you get into writing plays?
Well, that's a real interesting question. I got into writing plays over at my church.
Okay.
God kind of gave me a vision early on of growing our ministry through our drama ministry.
Okay.
And we never had a drama ministry, but it was gonna be an outreach that we were gonna use as a tool to go across genres or generations, reaching young, old. And so I had a conference that was in 2010, and God gave me this conference. I used to do big conferences.
Okay.
And He gave me a conference, and in the conference I had different workshops, and one of them was how to build your church or how to build a drama ministry. Okay. I had never even had a drama ministry before. Okay. And He put that in my heart, and I had a young lady come out. Her name is Melanie Jenkins, and keep your eyes out. She's rejoining our team real soon, and you all will be blown away. She's gonna help take true believers. We already doing things. Okay. I'm telling you, we finna do some bigger things.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I promise you. When we do these things, you were like, man, I thought they were good already. But I brought her in. She did the workshop, and I sat in. I sat in on the workshop, and it lit something inside of me. Now, let me bag up a little bit. Okay. Now, before that, I was a member of Sanctified Holiness Church in Millington. Okay. And that's the formerly known as a Redeeming Life, the one we're going to November the 22nd. But they did stage plays a lot. They would do plays, and I think I started off as like extra one time with like one line, and then I worked my way up and I played Jesus. I love playing. I played Jesus 5 seasons in a row, and I'll never forget. One of the guys came in. He said, "Man," he said, "you really played Jesus." He said, "You almost made me believe." I mean, I had the wig on, I had the beard on. They said, "Man, you look like a real black Jesus," you know. Then bring it back up to then when I was in her class, she taught that drummer ministry class, and it burned a hole in me, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. When the conference was over with, I think it took me 2 years to really get it to blossom, but I kept thinking about it, and I said, you know what? I said I want to write a play because I used to write short stories, and I used to write novels early on. I just write. You know, I was a rapper coming up, so I was a writer. I just love to write. I can write. So then I said I want to write a play, but I don't know how to format a play. And then one of the sisters at another church, Tiffany Swift, she said, at the time I still wasn't, I had just become a bishop. She said, let me tell you something. She said, all you need is 4 things. She said, go in the Bible. This is what she said, go in the Bible and just write, just write it just the way it is in the Bible. Make you 4 scenes. You need a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Wow.
and do it. And so my first play was 4 scenes, and then we built on from there.
Wow. So what's your inspiration? Like, where do you get your subject matter behind your plays?
That's another God thing.
Okay.
God inspires me.
Okay.
And he downloads those. And many times it'll start off with a title. I know sometimes I can start writing, and I just start writing, and then I'm like, man, I don't even have a title for it. Then I have to come up with a title later on. But sometimes it starts off with a title, and then I just start writing. Sometimes I don't know what the end is gonna be, and sometimes God will He'll tell me what like I said, you got a beginning, a middle, and an end. Now I know where I'm going, but I don't know how I'm gonna finish. So I sit there and I'll just start writing. I say, okay, I want to write about this, and I say, I want 10 characters.
Okay.
And then I say I want 10 characters, or I start off say, you know what, I want 3 main characters that the story's about. Then I give them a backstory. This one, and then I say, okay, I don't know how I'm gonna bring them in. I just come up with those names. I give them a name, and then I give them a backstory, and then I start writing, and I let the story unfold. I pray and God give me a direction, and sometimes I don't know. Like when the next one come in, then I'm like, okay, this is gonna be the next character I'm bringing in. Bam, I put them in, give them a backstory, because then you give all the supportive people.
So you mentioned the characters. How do you determine who those characters are gonna be when you go out and pick your characters? Because I know you have to be real precise, especially when coming up with these plays. And like you said, I give them names and I come up with the characters. But though the actors are very important, play a key role in the translation of those characters. So how do you go about picking the right characters?
You're talking about the casting part?
Yeah, the casting for the plays. You have to be, like you said, I write music, and so if I'm picking musicians, I want to be able to pick musicians that can execute my vision for my music. So I can imagine it's the same with writing plays. You want to pick the characters that can help execute your vision.
Yeah.
So how do you go about picking those? Because that's very difficult, because it's just like anything. You have, the long hours and the dedication, and some people say they want to do it and they don't want to do it, and they show up to 2-3 rehearsals and don't want to do it no more, and you have to find somebody else. So how is it going about finding the cast for those particular characters?
That is a good, there again, another interesting question. Well, we do casting. We put it out there. I think I'm still in that phase. Sometimes I feel, and this is just me, sometimes I feel Memphis is kind of hard at times. And I don't know what it is. Now, I have a lot of people that reach out to me all the time. I got a backlog of people who have reached out to me that I just haven't haven't seen. Some of them I still haven't seen them when it came down for casting, because everybody want to know when are you gonna do auditions, and then by the time you do auditions, some of them don't show up, and then we do have some faithful few that we utilize or we love. One of the things that and I like the way you asked that question. Over the years, I watched a lot of Tyler Perry coming up. And one thing he did early on that I used to like is he used his same people. And he would switch them in and out interchangeably to do certain parts.
Right.
But as time went on, he would introduce new people, and he would keep some that was like his go-to. With True Believer Production, I really didn't know how I wanted it to come out. I prayed about it, and then I had some people that I brought in that I thought that I wanted to work with for long periods of time. But and to be honest with you, some people don't develop.
True.
They stay the same. You get the same everything out of them over and over again, and then you feel like, now you don't want to. A lot of times you don't really want to hurt people's feelings,
right?
But then, but sometimes it's like what you see is what you get, and it's like, so am I gonna settle, or am I going to get someone better suited?
Right.
Yeah. So I'm still meeting people, still getting to know different people. Lately what I've been doing is focusing more on my headliners.
Okay.
But like if I'm gonna build a play, I want to make sure that it's somebody that people gonna want to see to help build a brand, and then I build my supporters.
Okay.
We use like a lot. We got some wonderful actors here in Memphis.
Okay.
But I feel like their name not there yet. So mix them in with some of the more seasoned ones that people know, and help build a name up.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That makes sense. One of the things I noticed in your plays a lot is music. What is the correlation with music and the importance of music in your plays? I've been to a couple of your plays. I think every play had just about some form of singing, or music added. What's the relationship with you and music, or your plays and music, that you just like to have music in your plays?
Okay, this is it. Music is very important. Singing is very important. I think that the actors, the actresses that can sing and act, they are forced to be reckoned with. My goal when I do a play is to create an experience. I want the audience to be immersed in what we're doing. So it's gonna take some good acting. It's gonna take some comedy. It's gonna take some good singing, and and you might never notice this. I don't know if you ever paid attention to it, but the lighting. I don't know. This last play we did, I think, was the first one that I did not do it because of over at Evergreen and over at Theater Works. I used them a lot. Something was going on with the lighting, so I could only get like a wash or a light here and light there. But if you ever watch all my other plays, I pick colors as the play go based on what's happening in that scene.
Right.
And people, although people don't think about it, I know, like with the emotion, like if I'm gonna do an angry something, it'd be red. People hadn't noticed that. When it's a calming feel, I put a green. And sometimes I'll throw a yellow in there, or sometimes I'll keep going back and forth. When we first did Devil I'm Not For Sale at Evergreen, along with the music, now I'm telling you, the singing and everything was I feel like that it all goes together. But if y'all would have watched it, the lights were the red was getting redder, and as the character was getting more,
it's a build up,
intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it got real red, and then I worked it back down. You had the blue, and then you got down to the green by the time. And so those are mood changers. A lot of people didn't. They don't even know that I do that, but I've been doing that with all my plays. My last one, I didn't get a chance to do it, and I kind of hate that because that's when the Australians came.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, if they were done. I did the light thing. I probably would have blew them away. They probably would have. I think they would have caught it. They were like, I see the light. I see what he doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually, that's also be used in music productions, basically what I'm hearing you talk about is it's a production, with the music, the lights and all of that. Because if you go to a major concert like any of your soul or R&B artists, each song will have different lights.
Yeah.
So it sets a different mood. So even their body structure, like you have some singers, when it comes to a slow song, they may sit on a stool because they don't want the visual to look the same as a fast song. So it's almost like playing not with your vision, but also with your emotions and your ears and all that type of stuff. So I totally get what you're saying with the lights and stuff like that, because I see it all the time with production. My nephew is MD for Jay Howell. He's an R&B singer. And I recently went to a concert and they were doing.
I heard of him. Okay.
Yeah, he's from Memphis actually.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Jay Howell. I went to the concert and I was backstage on the side of the stage, and I noticed about every 2 or 3 songs, sometimes every song, but at least 2 or 3 songs they would switch up the lights and this song may be red, this song may be blue, So I totally get it, and that's something that's good on your part because it's showing you're paying attention to detail. Yeah. And so keep doing. Somebody's watching what you're doing.
Yeah, I just gave that trade secret away. I gave that one away, and I know somebody they'll be like, oh, we're gonna start doing that.
Well, it's easier said than done, for one.
Yeah.
Because lights, production, music, all of that is a whole nother ball game, which leads to one of my last questions. A few more questions. Let me get you out of here. How is it? Just give the people an idea of, because I know a lot of people think they can do it, but getting the cash together, getting the venue together, the ticket sales, the promotion, it's a lot.
It is a lot.
So, just what would you say to anybody an aspiring playwright or whatever? What advice would you give them? And how do you do it? How do you maintain all that? Because you're a bishop, you're a husband, you have other duties, you work, you have other things that you have to do. So how do you juggle doing all of that and putting together this production? With Tony Grant, which we'll get into in a second, Patrice Lovely. How do you manage to pull all that together?
First of all, it's not easy. Mm-hmm. It's not easy, but I make it look easy. And that's why people work with us. And I watch people do it all the time. They work with you one time. Mm-hmm. They some of them never even act before. Mm-hmm. After they get through doing one play with me, they ready to direct.
Yeah.
But he made it look too easy. Yeah. But they don't realize what all goes in it. It takes a lot.
Yeah.
And the closer we get to the show, the more the inspiration come alive. I mean, it comes alive. Mm-hmm. I can, when we, and they'll tell you, a lot of times I change some stuff up once we get on stage, and they be like, oh, bitch, you're gonna change. But you know what? That's the method of the madness, because when you start building the set, then it start opening up. Mm-hmm. You start thinking, okay, I want to do this, make it different. Mm-hmm. But the answer to that question, I would suggest to anybody getting into this to get a team. I do not have a full team yet. Mm-hmm. God has really blessed me to be able to do what I do, how I do it. Mm-hmm. But I promise you, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna need a team, because I think at times when I was working with a young lady trying to get the Mississippi one off the ground, it didn't quite go. Mm-hmm. And I think, because the Talamari, whatever the case was. But that was the first time that I was willing to allow that part of my project to leave from me and give it to someone else. And I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. I couldn't sleep. I like being hands-on on that part of it.
Right.
But you got to have a team. You got to have a team. I know you noticed the flyer that we came up with this time. The flyer is, I've been doing flyers all the time. I like my flyers, but this one it looked a whole lot better. And I stepped outside the box. I went ahead and I got somebody to do my flyer. And then I looked at it and I said, okay, you my man from now on. So now that's my flyer guy. So once I figure out that if I find someone who can do a video better than what I usually do, all right, now that's my video guy. And then I'm gonna have to build my team to help me because it's hard. And then like to get a Tony Grant and to get a Patrice Lovely, honestly, it's not real hard. A lot of it is about the money. If you come up with your money, you can get whoever you want to get. But they'll check your script out. They got to see if it's something that they think is feasible to be in. If they don't think that it's interesting, they ain't finna do it. So you need to make I would tell people, build your small up first. Work on, cause I came out the gate. I'm gonna be honest with you. We started off doing them at the church. And we did them at church, and people were coming, and we weren't charging nothing. Then it was like whatever y'all give us, and people were giving donations, and we were making like $200 for the whole play, And but you can't do nothing in the theater with $200.
Nah.
Money. Yeah, and then some people, a lot of the actors and members was complaining on the front end. They was like, man, he got a band, he got a this, and he paying them, and I was trying to tell them, look, I got some sponsors that paying for the band, So I'm trying to say they want to hear some music. They want some microphones. They don't want y'all up there just talking. So they paying that part. I'm just trying to. So, and then I had people who was giving me money, and I was turning their money into free tickets so I could put people in the seats, because we got to the point where people weren't selling tickets or no tickets weren't getting sold, but I want people to see the show. I was like, well, I want them to see these actors. I need some bodies in the seats. So somebody would donate to me $1,000. I said, okay, well, I'll take $1,000 and I'll turn them into 50 tickets. Say, okay, y'all, I got 50 free tickets. Tell the people come to the show. So I did what I had to do to get there, but when you start trying to, get there, I think you need a team. Marketing is a monster. And marketing is not always free. And then if you're gonna do, and I'm just finding this out, I'm learning how to market better. Because I was using, I started off, somebody told me how to do all my frees. I got all my free advertisements. I got all my social media advertisements. But if you're gonna really do any marketing work, anything, you're gonna have to come with some marketing, advertising dollars, and you have to be willing to spend it to get it back. So yeah, I think that. So I think a person, get some free runs, get some runs, get in a theater like Evergreen and Theater Works. Those are good starter venues. I'm not saying that I'm above them or anything. I'm speaking off what Christopher Blank said. He's the president over there. He said that this is a good starting place for upcoming stage plays.
Right.
And he said, you can get your start here.
Okay.
So I tell anybody do that.
Take a few minutes to tell the people about the play you got coming up.
Oh, this is one of my favorite ones.
The camera right there.
All right, so we are doing another Christmas Temptation. This is one of my seasonal favorites. It's gonna be November the 17th and November 22nd. On the 17th, we're gonna be at Breath of Life Christian Center. How did I pull that off? Look, That is an awesome church. I have watched Samuel Holloway for some years, Dr. Samuel Holloway and their ministry, mega ministry. And then God opened that door. So, yeah, we're going in there. And then we're going back. We're going to Redeeming Life Ministries in Millington, Tennessee. Redeeming Life Ministry is formerly known as Sanctified Holiness. That's where I got my theater proud. My desire to do theater. So those are the 2 stage plays coming up. The first one we're going to have Patrice Lovely, formerly known as Hattie. She played in a lot of Tyler Perry movies and stage plays. We got Trisha Mann Grant. She is a phenomenal actress herself. She played in The Man in 3B. She played in a Royal Christmas Surprise. You can check that out on BET Plus. She is a current actor. They're in season 5 of the Family Business. So and the way it ended, I think we almost at the end of the season. I think it's gonna be a season 6. I wouldn't be surprised. And so she plays Dominique in that and several others. And she's been in a lot of stage plays. She's also the wife of Tony Grant. Tony Grant is a phenomenal actor himself. He's been in a lot of Tyler Perry stage plays. He's a fan favorite. He is an active member of the Temptations now. They tour year round. He's the lead singer, and he's a Grammy nominated person. He didn't win, but he's nominated. You can never take the nominations back. I just found that out. So forever, he's gonna be a Grammy nominated person. And then we have Tony Hightower, who is another. He's not only a good actor. I watched him for years. He's an excellent actor. I mean, very sound actor. And he's also a wonderful singer. He can blow. Yeah. So I'm excited. Those are some of the my featured actors that's coming in from out of town. But I love my local ones. My wife is one of my favorites. She is for True Believers. She is one of our main characters. She played Mima. Mima, glory. Yeah, that's my wife. She's so a lot of plays you'll see. She's one of the ones that transcend from play to play. I'll figure out a way, some kind of way, to bring Mima in there. You know, we have Rochelle Fields. She's been working with us for several years. It's kind of funny because she played in plays with Mima. She has been her daughter. She has been her first lady, and now she's best friend in the play. Like how you gonna be the daughter and the best friend, and then how to have somebody in the play to mention her other character, you know. So, but anyways, I love bringing her. And then we have some local favorite, Mike Love. Yeah, he's known for Mike Love and another one. He's always in something. Movie plays. We bring in Brimrick Malone. We have Ayanna Patrice. Her real name is Ayanna Childs, but she go by Ayanna Patrice. She sings. So she got a song called Side Chick that came out earlier this year, video and everything.
Check it out.
Yeah, and AJ Rhymes. Also. So we got some heavy hitters. Heavy hitters.
So before we get out of here, you know, the name of this show is What's Your Reason? And I believe if you have a sincere reason why you do something, then you will go a long way. And obviously, we know, we could tell by the way you talk about the plays and the whole production that this is your passion. You don't even have to say that. But just for the record, let's tell the people why. What's your why?
Ministry. I used the theater as a platform for ministry. I believe that we through art can change lives. We can bring awareness to current event or situation issues that people will otherwise have a hard time talking about. We did a play and we brought in the dementia thing, and some people dealing with that right now. We did one of our plays. We actually dealt with tragedy. Well, the young boy lost his mother and his father in a home invasion, and then trying to go into the system, and then we dealt with that. We dealt with trafficking, human trafficking, young girls, and we have to be realistic. Even boys are getting sex trafficked.
Yeah.
So those different things. We dealt with a family that was rebuilding their family based on a loss in a house fire.
Okay.
And it was crazy. I don't know. God give me these plays, but right after He give me these plays and I write it, I run into people that's dealing with it. And before I wrote it, I didn't know anyone. It's like when we did the Things Lost in the Fire, it's a pastor friend of ours that went through the same thing. Him and his wife, they had just went through a fire. And because when I posted it on the thing, I said, I was inviting him to, I said, Things Lost in the Fire. He thought I was saying, we had some things lost in a fire.
Wow.
Wow. And he, but yeah. But that the why would be me. It's ministry. This is how I use this platform to bring awareness and hopefully change in lives, young people, old people, and we use it. Not everybody may not come into church, and then so this is my. I have opportunities to, for example, this play coming up. We have the ability to seat 2,000 or maybe 2,100 at Breath of Life.
Okay. That's huge.
Our church sit 50 people. So, 50 people can fit in our church. And so then the following church is 500 people.
Wow.
But we get an opportunity to minister to them through art. And so that's 2,600 people that we normally don't see. Who keep it real. When we do a live, we may get 25, 30 people at times. I think the most we got like maybe 200 people, but that's not on the regular. But so we use it as ministry. It's an outreach. It's ministry. That's the why, and that's why I stay passionate about it.
Well, you have a good reason. So you will go far, and that's very important. So on that note, we're gonna get you out of here, and we thank all of y'all for sticking around for this episode. We'll see y'all next time. Make sure your why has meaning. Until next time, I'm Joshua McCain. We got Bishop Antonio Lawson. We'll see y'all later. Peace.
Peace.
I appreciate it, man.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.